Okay, so the other day I was talking to an amazing woman, because obviously I only speak to amazing women. And this woman was at the start of her career, and what she was noticing was that a lot of her ideas were being stolen. And actually, this is something that happens to us, whether it's at the start of our career or whether it's mid-career or at the top of our career. Often it can happen, and it's really, really annoying. I was going to say frustrating. It pisses us all off. It's just very, very common. So what can you do to not necessarily stop this, but how can you deal with it? So the advice that I gave her was this, to push back, to actually let the person know that that was their idea. Now, you don't always have to do that. If this happens in a meeting, which often it can do, you don't actually have to always do that in the meeting, because that can be quite confrontational. So what you can always do is you can follow it up, with an email, and actually say, I really enjoyed the meeting. It was great to be there. It was absolutely fantastic that such and such a body took my idea and actually communicated that, succinctly, or whatever. So you can be courteous with how you do this. But what you're doing is actually making the point that that was your idea and that someone else took it. So you've got to be careful about how you word these things, but I encourage you to actually do that, to take it upon yourself and take that responsibility, and to let the person know that actually that was your idea. Because sometimes they miss this. Often meetings are held by men, and often they don't tend to hear as well. So in my book, I wrote about this. Men and women hear very, very differently. And to men, women's voices, because of how they are biologically made, comes across as background noise. So it's at a different frequency, it's at a different pitch. When women get older, their voices lower slightly, so it's easier for men to hear women. So you can always compensate by speaking louder. But if it is a case of the man just hasn't registered, maybe they haven't heard you because you're speaking at a certain pitch, and so on. Maybe it's not, but you can at least make the point that that was your idea, and make it known in black and white, in an email, that that was your idea, and you can do so in a courteous manner. So I encourage you to really think about that, and obviously look at the situation, because sometimes it is a case of choosing your battles. So sometimes it's a case of let it go, it's just not worth it, you're going to rock the boat too much. Sometimes it is a case of, do you know what, that was my freaking idea, and I want you to know that, and I want you to have that in my email in front of you, so maybe you can pay more attention to it, because sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes people respond better when they see something written rather than when they hear it. So think about that. Think about how you can word it. Think about whether or not you're going to do that. But I'm going to leave that to you. And hit me up with a message if this has been useful to you. If you want to comment on it, then send me an email or send me a voice message. I'm going to leave that to you, but I will come back to you. I read all of them. I listen to them. I will get back to you. So it's over to you now. I hope this has been really helpful to you.